The Great Dodgeball Episode Between Aliens and Humans. Part 1. June wiped sweat from his forehead as he watched his students play dodgeball. The sun was bright in the clear blue sky above Seoul International High School. As a physical education teacher for 10 years, June loved seeing the joy on his students' faces during games. Today was just another normal Tuesday in spring, or at least it started that way. Remember to dodge. June called out to a student who wasn't paying attention. The red rubber ball hit the boy in the leg. "Sorry, Teacher June," the student said with a smile as he walked to the sidelines. June blew his whistle and was about to give more advice when a strange shadow fell over the court. At first he thought it was just a cloud, but the shadow grew darker and larger. The student stopped playing and looked up. "What is that?" one of the girls asked, pointing to the sky. June looked up too. His mouth fell open. A massive object hovered above them, blocking the sun. It was like nothing he had ever seen before. Smooth metal that shined with an odd purple glow, shaped like a giant disc. It was at least as big as their entire school. "Everyone, stay calm," June said, trying to keep his own voice steady. "Move slowly to the gym building." But before anyone could move, a beam of bright light shot down from the craft. It hit the ground right in the middle of the dodgeball court. The students gasped and stepped back. June moved forward, placing himself between his students and whatever was happening. Inside the beam of light, shapes began to form. 3 tall figures appeared. As the light faded, June could see them clearly. They were not human. The aliens stood over 7 feet tall with purple skin that sparkled in the sunlight. Each had 4 long arms instead of 2, with 3 fingers on each hand. Their heads were wider than human heads, with large eyes that were completely black. They wore what looked like armor made of a material June had never seen before. The tallest alien stepped forward. "Greetings, humans," it said in perfect Korean, though its mouth didn't move in a way that matched the words. "I am Commander Dak of the Taeguk Empire." June swallowed hard but stood his ground. "Hello, I am June, a teacher at this school." Commander Dak looked around at the students, who were frozen in fear and surprise. "What activity were you engaging in?" It appeared to be some form of combat training. "It's called dodgeball," June explained, his teacher instincts kicking in despite the bizarre situation. "It's a game, not combat training." "A game?" Commander Dak tilted his head. "Explain this dodgeball to me." June took a deep breath. 2 teams throw balls at each other. If you get hit, you're out. If you catch a ball thrown at you, the thrower is out and one of your teammates can come back in. The 3 aliens looked at each other. They made clicking sounds that June guessed was their language. Then Commander Dak turned back to June. "Demonstrate this game." June looked at his students, who were still staring at the aliens with wide eyes. I think the students are a bit too surprised right now to—" "We insist," said Commander Dak. There was something in his tone that made June think refusing wasn't a good idea. "Okay." June turned to his class. "Team A and Team B, let's show our visitors how dodgeball works." The students hesitated, but then slowly got back into position. June placed the balls on the center line. "Ready? Begin!" He blew his whistle. The game started slowly. The students were clearly nervous with the aliens watching. But after a few minutes, they forgot about their audience and played normally. Balls flew across the court. Students dodged and threw with energy. The aliens watched with great interest. They followed every move, their black eyes tracking the balls as they flew through the air. When a particularly good catch or throw happened, they made more clicking sounds to each other. After 15 minutes, June blew his whistle to end the game. The students gathered their balls and looked nervously at the aliens. Commander Dak stepped forward again. "This dodgeball is simple but interesting. It tests speed, accuracy, strength, and reflexes." "Yes. It's a good all-around game," June agreed, still not sure where this was going. "The Taeguk Empire travels the galaxy seeking worthy competitions," Commander Dak announced. "We challenge species to games and sports. It is how we determine which civilizations deserve respect." June felt a chill run down his spine. "What do you mean?" "We have observed your planet for some time," Commander Dak said. "Humans are physically weaker than many species we have encountered. But this game, it seems well suited to test if you have other qualities that make up for your physical limitations." One of the other aliens handed Commander Dak something that looked like a small tablet. He tapped on it and suddenly a large hologram appeared in the air. It showed images of Earth from space. "We propose a challenge," Commander Dak continued. A dodgeball competition between the Taeguk and Earth's best players. And if we refuse? June asked quietly. Commander Dak's expression didn't change. Refusal is seen as weakness in our culture. Weak species become athletic provinces of the Taeguk Empire. And if we accept and win, June asked, then Earth will be recognized as independent and worthy of respect. We will offer alliance rather than dominance. June looked at his students who were watching with fear on their faces. He thought about what Commander Dak had said. The aliens clearly had technology far beyond Earth's. If they decided humans were weak, there would be little anyone could do to stop them. But dodgeball? That was something humans could do. And Commander Dak had mentioned that humans might have other qualities to make up for physical limitations. June had spent his career teaching sports. He knew that heart, teamwork, and strategy often beat pure physical ability. He looked at the aliens more carefully. They were tall and had 4 arms, which would give them advantages. But they also seemed to move stiffly. Their bodies were bulky. Maybe they weren't as agile as humans. How long would we have to prepare? June asked. 3 of your Earth months, Commander Dak replied. Is that sufficient time? June thought quickly. 3 months wasn't much time to prepare for a competition that would decide Earth's fate. But it was better than nothing. Yes, that will work, he said with more confidence than he felt. I accept your challenge on behalf of humanity. Commander Dak made a gesture that might have been a sign of respect. Very good. We will return in 3 months. The competition will be broadcast throughout your world and across the galaxy. Can I ask why you're so interested in sports competitions? June couldn't help asking. The Taeguk believe that athletic competition reveals the true nature of a species. Commander Dak explained. Anyone can develop technology or accumulate knowledge, but how you perform under pressure, how you face challenges with your bodies, that shows your real worth. With that, the beam of light appeared again, and the 3 aliens stepped into it. In seconds they were gone, back to their ship. The giant craft moved silently upward until it was just a dot in the sky, and then it was gone. The students began talking all at once. Teacher June, did that really happen? Are aliens going to take over Earth? Why did you agree to their game? June held up his hands. Everyone, please calm down. Yes, that really happened. And yes, it seems very serious. One of the older boys stepped forward. But sir, why did you accept? We can't beat aliens at dodgeball. June looked at the boy. Did you see how they moved? They're big and strong, but they're not very quick or flexible. Humans might not be as strong, but we're adaptable. We can work together. We can think creatively. The students didn't look convinced. June's phone began ringing. Then everyone's phones started buzzing with alerts. News of the alien arrival was spreading. Before June could say more, the principal came running out to the field. June! What happened? There are reports of aliens. The principal stopped, seeing the serious faces of the students. It's true, June said. They've challenged Earth to a dodgeball game. I accepted. The principal stared at him. You what? It was either that or become their athletic province, whatever that means, June explained. But dodgeball? Against aliens? June nodded. We have 3 months to prepare. And I'm going to need help finding the best players on Earth. As the principal led the students inside, June stayed on the court, looking up at the sky. The fate of humanity now rested on a playground game. It seemed ridiculous, but maybe it was also fitting. Sports had always brought people together across cultures. Now they would connect species across the stars. June took a deep breath. He needed to start making calls. First, he would contact Hyun, a former Olympic handball player with the strongest throwing arm he'd ever seen. Then Jin, whose dodging abilities were legendary. The twins, Dae and Mina, who could communicate without words. And finally, Song, a physicist who might help them understand the aliens' physical advantages and limitations. With the right team and the right strategy, humans might have a chance. June picked up a dodgeball from the court and squeezed it in his hand. Game on, he said softly to the empty sky. The great dodgeball episode between aliens and humans. Part 2, the news spread quickly across the world. Aliens had come to Earth and challenged humanity to a dodgeball game. Many people thought it was a joke at first, but when videos from the schoolyard went viral, even the most doubtful had to believe it. 1 week after the aliens' visit, June sat in a small gym in downtown Seoul. The government had given him a special office and all the resources he needed. His job was now officially captain of Earth's dodgeball team. It still felt strange to him. June looked at his notebook. He had made a list of the people he wanted on the team. Now he needed to convince them to join. The gym door opened and a woman walked in. She was tall and had strong shoulders. Her hair was cut short and she walked with confidence. Hyun! June stood up and greeted her with a smile. Thank you for coming, Hyun nodded. Is it true? Aliens challenged us to dodgeball? Yes, June said. I know it sounds crazy, Hyun shrugged. After seeing the videos, I believe it. But why did you call me? I haven't played handball in 5 years. Because you have the strongest throwing arm I've ever seen, June replied. You once broke a wooden target during the Olympics. Hyun smiled at the memory. That was a good throw. June picked up a dodgeball and tossed it to her. Show me you still have it. Hyun caught the ball easily. She looked at a target on the far wall, took a quick step and threw. The ball hit with such force that it made a loud bang and left a mark on the wall. Still got it, she said. June smiled. Will you join the team? For Earth? Hyun thought for a moment. These aliens, are they strong? Very, and they have 4 arms. 4 arms? Hyun raised her eyebrows. That's not fair. But they're slow, June added. Not as agile as humans. Hyun picked up another ball. I'm in. Someone needs to show these 4-armed aliens that 2 good arms are all you need. June felt relief. 1 down, 4 to go. The next day, June went to an underground fighting club. The place was dark and smelled of sweat. Men and women trained in various martial arts. June asked for Jin. A man in the corner was practicing alone. He moved with incredible speed, dodging invisible attacks. When he saw June, he stopped. You're the dodgeball teacher, Jin said. It wasn't a question. Yes. And you're the man who can dodge anything. Jin didn't smile. Almost anything. What do you want? June explained about the team he was building. Jin listened without expression. So you want me to dodge balls thrown by aliens, Jin said when June finished. Yes, the fate of Earth depends on it. Jin laughed. No pressure then. Will you join us? June asked. Jin thought for a moment. I work alone. Always have. This is different, June said. This is about all of us, the whole planet. Jin looked around the training room. I've spent my life avoiding getting hit. I suppose dodgeball isn't that different from what I do every day. So that's a yes? June asked hopefully. Jin nodded once. Yes, but don't expect me to be a team player. We'll work on that, June said. Finding the twins was easier. Day and Mina were famous dancers who had just finished a world tour. When June called, they agreed to meet him at their dance studio. The twins looked exactly alike with their round faces and bright eyes, even though one was a man and one was a woman. They moved in perfect sync as they greeted June. We saw the aliens on TV, Day said. Everyone's talking about the challenge, Mina added. That's why I'm here, June said. I need people who can work together perfectly, who can communicate without words. The twins looked at each other and smiled. Watch this, Day said. The twins walked to opposite sides of the dance studio. Mina picked up a small ball. Without looking at each other, Mina threw the ball over her shoulder. At the exact right moment, Day turned and caught it behind his back. We can feel what the other is doing, Mina explained. It's like we share one mind sometimes, Day added. That's exactly what we need, June said. The aliens are stronger than us, but they don't have our human connection. Do you think we can win? Mina asked. June thought about it. With the right team and the right plan, yes. The twins looked at each other again, having a silent conversation. We're in, they said together. June's last stop was Seoul National University. He found Song in a physics lab surrounded by computers and strange equipment. Song was thin and wore thick glasses. He barely looked up when June entered. Professor Song, I'm June. The dodgeball teacher, Song said, still looking at his computer. You want me on your alien fighting team? June was surprised. How did you know? It's simple logic. You need someone who understands physics to help counter the aliens' physical advantages. June nodded. Exactly. But I should warn you, this will be physical. You might get hit by balls thrown very hard. Song finally looked up from his computer. Did you know that dodgeball is actually a perfect expression of Newtonian physics? Force, trajectory, momentum, it's all there. I never thought of it that way, June admitted. Song stood up. I've spent my life studying the physical laws of the universe. Now I can use that knowledge to help save Earth? It's perfect. So you'll join the team? June asked. Of course, Song replied. Science should be practical. What's more practical than saving the world? 2 days later, all 5 team members gathered in the special training facility the government had built. It was a large gym with advanced equipment for training and tracking physical performance. June looked at his team. Hyun with her powerful arm, Jin with his incredible dodging skills, the twins Dae and Mina with their perfect coordination, and Song with his brilliant mind. Thank you all for coming, June said. We have less than 3 months to prepare for the most important dodgeball game in history. No pressure, Jin muttered. Let me be honest, June continued. The aliens are stronger than us. They have 4 arms. They can throw harder and catch better than any human. Then how can we win? Hyun asked. Because we have something they don't have, June said. We have diversity. Each of you brings different skills. And we have human creativity and adaptability. And we understand physics, Song added with a small smile. June picked up a dodgeball. Today we start training. First, I want to see what you can all do. The first practice didn't go well. Hyun threw the ball so hard that when Jin dodged it, it broke a light fixture. The twins worked well together but didn't communicate with the others. And Song spent most of the time taking notes rather than playing. After practice, Jin confronted June. This isn't going to work, Jin said. We're not a team. We're just 5 random people who happen to be good at different things. Give it time, June said. We'll get better. But the next day wasn't any better. Jin refused to pass the ball to anyone. Hyun got frustrated and threw balls too hard. The twins only talked to each other. Song kept stopping the game to explain the physics of certain throws. Enough, June finally shouted. Everyone sit down. The team sat on the gym floor, not looking at each other. We have a problem, June said. You're all focusing on your individual skills. But dodgeball is a team sport. We need to work together. I told you I work alone, Jin said. And how will that help when there are 5 aliens with 4 arms each throwing balls at you? June asked. Jin didn't answer. Song, your understanding of physics is valuable, but you need to actually play, not just study, June continued. Song nodded slowly. Dae, Mina, you need to connect with the whole team, not just each other, June said to the twins. We're trying, Mina said. It's hard to connect with people who don't try to connect with us, Dae added, looking at Jin. And Hyun, June turned to her. Your throwing arm is amazing, but you need control. Not just power, Hyun sighed. I know, I'm just frustrated. The fate of Earth is on our shoulders. June looked at all of them. Yes, it is. And that's why we need to become more than just 5 skilled individuals. We need to become a real team. The room was quiet. Then Song spoke up. In physics, we study how different forces work together. When they're in harmony, they create something greater than the sum of their parts. Exactly, June said with a smile. We need to find our harmony. How do we do that? Jin asked, looking a bit less closed off than before. We learn about each other, June said. We learn to trust each other. And we practice. A lot. That night the team ate dinner together. They shared stories about their lives. Hyun talked about the pressure of being an Olympic athlete. Jin revealed that he had been bullied as a child, which was why he learned to dodge so well. The twins explained how they had supported each other through difficult times. Song told them how physics had helped him make sense of a chaotic world. Slowly they began to understand each other. The next day at practice, something had changed. There was less tension. Jin passed the ball to Hyun for a powerful throw. The twins included others in their silent communication system. Song played more and explained less. They were becoming a team. After 2 weeks of daily practice, they had improved a lot. But June knew they still weren't good enough to beat the aliens. They needed to understand their enemy better. Tomorrow, June announced at the end of practice, we'll get to see the Taeguk practice. Commander Dak has allowed us to observe them. Good, Song said. I need more data on how they move and throw. We all need to pay close attention, June said. The better we understand them, the better our chances of winning. As they left the gym, June felt a mix of hope and worry. They were making progress, but time was running out. The Great Dodgeball Episode Between Aliens and Humans, Part 3. The human team stood nervously outside a large dome-shaped building. The aliens had built it just for their training. It shined with the same purple glow as their spaceship. Are we ready for this? Hyun asked, looking up at the strange building. We need to see what we're up against, June replied. A door slid open in the side of the dome. Commander Dak stood there towering over the humans. "Welcome," the alien said. "You may observe our practice session as agreed." The humans followed Commander Dak inside. The interior of the dome was huge, much bigger than their own training gym. It had a court marked with lines similar to a human dodgeball court, but larger. 5 Teguk aliens stood on the court. They were warming up, stretching their forearms in ways that looked impossible for human bodies. "Please sit there." Commander Dak pointed to a small seating area on the side. The human team sat down. Song immediately took out a small notebook and began writing. Jin watched the aliens with narrow eyes. Hyun studied their throwing motions. The twins whispered to each other. Commander Dak joined the other aliens on the court. He spoke to them in their clicking language. Then he picked up a ball. The ball was like the ones humans used, but slightly larger. Commander Dak held it in one of his upper arms, wound up and threw. The ball moved so fast it was hard to see. It hit a target on the far wall with a loud bang. "That's impressive," June said quietly. "The ball was traveling at approximately 160 kilometers per hour, Song whispered, still writing in his notebook. Hyun's eyes widened. "I can't throw that hard." "Few humans can," Song agreed. The aliens began a practice game. 3 on one side, 2 on the other. They moved around the court, throwing and catching with amazing strength and coordination. Their forearms allowed them to catch balls that would be out of reach for humans. And when they threw, the balls moved like bullets. Jin leaned forward, watching closely. "They're strong, but look at how they move." June saw what Jin meant. The aliens moved in straight lines. When they changed direction, they did so slowly and with effort. Their movements weren't fluid like a human's. "Their muscle density must be much greater than ours," Song said. "It gives them strength but reduces flexibility." The practice continued. The aliens were impressive, but the more the humans watched, the more they noticed patterns and limitations. "They always throw in the same way," Day said. "Yes, and they turned to their left more easily than to their right," Mina added. Hyun pointed to one alien who had just thrown a ball. "Did you see that? There's a delay between when they decide to throw and when they actually release the ball." "Good observation," Song said, writing it down. "Their neural pathways must be different from ours." After an hour of practice, the aliens stopped. Commander Dak approached the human team. "Do you have questions?" he asked. June looked at his team, then back at Commander Dak. "The balls you're using, are those the ones we'll use in the actual game?" Commander Dak nodded. "Yes, they are standard Teguk sporting equipment. And the rules will be the same as Earth Dodgeball?" June asked. "Yes, with one addition," Commander Dak replied. "In Teguk sports, we include honor points. Teams can earn these for particularly skillful or innovative play." "How do honor points affect the outcome?" Song asked. "They serve as tiebreakers," Commander Dak explained. "But more importantly, they determine how a defeated species is treated. A loss with high honor points means respect. A loss with low honor points means less favorable treatment." The humans exchanged worried looks. "Thank you for allowing us to observe," June said politely. Commander Dak made a gesture with his lower right arm. "It is our way. Fair competition requires understanding." As they left the dome, the human team was quiet. Once they were far enough away, they all started talking at once. "Did you see how fast they throw? Their catching ability is incredible. We don't stand a chance." June held up his hands. "Everyone calm down. Yes, they're strong. But we also saw weaknesses." Back at their own training facility, the team gathered around a table. Song had drawn diagrams of the alien players and their movements. "From what I observed, the Teguk have 3 major advantages," Song said. "First, their throwing power is about twice that of an elite human athlete. Second, they have 4 arms, which gives them more catching coverage. Third, their height gives them a better angle for throws." "So we're doomed," Jin said flatly. "Not necessarily," Song continued. "They also have 3 major weaknesses. First, they move in predictable patterns. Second, they have poor lateral agility. They can't change direction quickly. Third, their forearms sometimes get in each other's way." June nodded. "That matches what I saw." "And remember what Commander Dak said about honor points? The Taiguk value innovation and skill, not just winning." Mina raised her hand. "I've been reading the cultural information the aliens shared. The Taiguk evolved from herd animals on a planet with high gravity. They value group coordination and power, but their history doesn't show much adaptation or change. That makes sense, Song said. Their physiology suggests a species optimized for stability, not flexibility. So how do we beat them? Hyun asked. June thought for a moment. We can't match their strength or reach, but we can be unpredictable. We can change directions quickly. We can use strategy instead of power. And we need to earn those honor points, Dee added, just in case we don't win. For the next few days, the team developed new training exercises focused on the aliens' weaknesses. Jin taught everyone dodging techniques that used quick direction changes. Hyun worked on accuracy rather than power. The twins created signals to coordinate team movements. Song calculated the best angles and positions for different situations. 1 week after observing the aliens, June introduced a new training tool. These, he said, holding up what looked like heavy vests, are weight vests. They'll make your movements slower and more difficult. Like the aliens, Hyun said, understanding immediately. Exactly. Some of you will wear these and play as the alien team. The others will develop strategies against them. They tried it that afternoon. Jin, Dee, and Song wore the vests and played as the aliens. Jun, Hyun, and Mina were the human team. The aliens were stronger but slower. The humans used quick movements and coordination to win. That worked well, June said after practice. But the real aliens will be even stronger and have more arms. We need to push ourselves harder, Jin said, surprising everyone with his team-focused comment. The next day, Mina brought something new to practice. I found more information in the alien cultural database, she said, holding up a tablet. The Taeguk have challenged 15 other species to sports competitions. 7 won, 8 lost. What happened to the ones who lost? Hyun asked. They became athletic provinces. Their best athletes were taken to compete for the Taeguk Empire. The team was quiet as they thought about what that meant. What about the ones who won? Jin finally asked. They became allies. The Taeguk shared technology and knowledge with them. So this is even more important than we thought, June said. It's not just about staying independent. It's about Earth's future in the galaxy. The training intensified. They practiced 12 hours a day, trying different strategies and combinations. They studied recordings of the alien practice session, looking for any advantage. Song created computer simulations of different game scenarios. 2 weeks before the big game, Jin suggested something new. We should practice with actual alien movements, he said. Not just humans in weight vests. How do we do that? June asked. Jin looked at Song. Can you create something that looks like an alien? Something we can practice against? Song thought about it. I can make a robotic throwing machine with 4 arms. It won't move around the court, but it can throw like they do. Do it, June said. Song worked day and night. 5 days later, he unveiled his creation. It looked like a simplified alien with 4 mechanical arms that could throw dodgeballs. It's programmed with the throwing patterns we observed, Song explained. It can throw at the same speed and with the same delay as the Taeguk. The team practiced against the machine. At first, they couldn't dodge or catch the fastballs, but slowly they improved. Jin figured out how to read the slight movements before a throw. The twins developed a system where one would distract the machine, while the other positioned for a catch. Hyun learned to match the machine's power with her throws. 1 week before the match, Commander Dak contacted them. The competition arena is complete, he said via video call. It has been built in a location you call the Gobi Desert. Neutral ground. How many people will be watching? Joan asked. The event will be broadcast to all of Earth and to 17 galaxies, Commander Dak replied. Approximately 20 billion sentient beings will watch. After the call ended, the team sat in stunned silence. 20 billion, Hyun whispered. No pressure. We're ready, June said with more confidence than he felt. We've prepared as much as we can. The next day, they moved to a facility near the arena in the Gobi Desert. The arena was massive, a dome much larger than the aliens' training facility. It could seat 100,000 people, though most of Earth would watch on screens. The human team got their first look at the competition court. It was regulation size for dodgeball with a clear line down the middle. The walls were padded. The Great Dodgeball episode between aliens and humans, Part 4. The morning of the great match arrived with a brilliant sunrise over the Gobi Desert. The human team woke early. No one had slept well. They ate breakfast in silence, each lost in their own thoughts about the day ahead. It's time, June said as they finished eating. Let's go. They walked together to the massive dome arena. Already the sounds of thousands of people could be heard inside. The world had come to watch this historic game. In the locker room, the team changed into their uniforms. They were simple but elegant, blue with white trim, with Earth written across the chest and their names on the back. "These look good," Hyun said, examining her uniform. "They were designed to allow maximum movement," Song explained. "The fabric is lightweight but strong." Jin was stretching in the corner. He looked more focused than ever before. The twins, Dae and Mina, were doing their pre-game ritual, moving in perfect mirror images of each other. A knock came at the door. An official-looking person entered. 10 minutes until the introductions, the official said. June gathered the team in a circle. "This is it. The moment we've trained for. Remember everything we've learned about the Taeguk. Use their patterns against them. Be unpredictable. Work together. And don't forget about honor points," Mina added. "Yes," June agreed. "Show skill and innovation. Even if we don't win the game, we need to earn the respect of the Taeguk." The team put their hands together in the middle. "For Earth," they said together. They walked out onto the court to deafening cheers. The dome was filled with people from all over the world. Massive screens showed the faces of the human team as they entered. The crowd's excitement was electric. On the other side of the court, the Taeguk team entered. They wore dark purple uniforms that shimmered in the light. Commander Dak led his team, looking confident and powerful. In the center of the court stood a being unlike any the humans had seen before. It had a transparent body that seemed to shift and change colors. This was the referee, from a neutral species chosen to oversee the match. "Welcome, beings of Earth and the Taeguk Empire." The referee's voice somehow reached everyone in the dome without seeming loud. "Today we witness a competition under the Galactic Athletic Code. The game is Dodgeball, a Earth sport chosen by mutual agreement." The referee explained the rules, which were standard dodgeball rules with the addition of the honor point system. The match would be best of 5 rounds. "Competitors, take your positions," the referee said. The human team moved to their side of the court. The Taeguk did the same. 6 dodgeballs were placed on the center line. June looked at his team. They all nodded, ready. The referee raised an appendage that looked like an arm. "Begin." A loud horn sounded. Both teams rushed forward to get the balls. The Taeguk with their longer legs reached the center line first. They grabbed 5 of the 6 balls before the humans could get there. "Back," June called, and his team retreated. The Taeguk wasted no time. They threw with incredible power. The balls flew across the court like rockets. Jin dodged one by millimeters, bending in a way that seemed impossible. Another ball headed straight for Hyun, but she managed to sidestep it. Song wasn't so lucky. A ball hit him hard in the shoulder, sending him stumbling back. "Song is eliminated," the referee announced. The physicist walked to the sideline, rubbing his shoulder. The twins moved together, avoiding 2 more throws. June ducked under a ball that would have hit his head. Now all the balls were on the human side. "Formation Alpha," June called out. The team moved according to their plan. Hyun picked up 2 balls. Jin and the twins each took one. "Now," June ordered. Hyun threw first, aiming at the Taeguk on the far left. The alien moved to catch it, but the ball was thrown with such spin that it curved at the last moment, hitting the alien's lower arm. "Taeguk player eliminated," the referee announced. The crowd erupted in cheers. First blood to the humans. But the celebration was short-lived. The remaining Taeguk players coordinated their movements. 2 threw at the same time, aiming for Jin. He dodged the first but was hit by the second. "Human player eliminated," the referee announced. Jin joined Song on the sideline, looking frustrated. Now it was 3 humans against 4 Taeguk. The odds weren't good. The twins implemented their special strategy. They moved in perfect sync, confusing the aliens who couldn't predict which twin would throw or dodge. Mina feinted a throw, causing a Taeguk to flinch, while Dae actually threw, hitting the alien in the leg. "Taeguk player eliminated. Honor point awarded to Earth for tactical coordination," the referee announced. The crowd went wild again. The honor point was as important as the elimination. But the Taeguk responded with overwhelming force. 3 balls thrown at nearly the same time, all targeting June. He managed to dodge 2 but was hit by the third. "Human player eliminated," the referee said. Now only the twins remained for Earth, facing 3 Taeguk. They fought bravely, dodging and throwing with all their skill. They even managed to eliminate 1 more Taeguk, but eventually they were both hit by perfectly aimed throws. "Round 1 to the Taeguk Empire," the referee declared. The human team regrouped on the sideline. They were breathing hard but not discouraged. "We scored 2 eliminations and earned an honor point," June said. "That's better than I expected for the first round." "They're as strong as we thought," Song said, still rubbing his shoulder. "But their pattern is clear now. I noticed a rhythm to their throws," Jin added. "There's a 3-second gap between coordinated attacks." "Good observation," June said. "We'll use that in the next round." The teams returned to their positions for round 2. Again, the Taeguk got most of the balls from the center line, but this time, the humans were ready for their throwing pattern. "Count to 3, June told his team as they dodged the first volley. After the Taeguk threw, Jin counted under his breath. 1, 2, 3, move." The entire human team changed positions just as the next volley of throws came. All the balls missed. Taking advantage of the moment, Hyun grabbed a ball and threw with all her strength. It hit a Taeguk in the chest so hard that the alien actually took a step back. Taeguk player eliminated. Honor point awarded to Earth for exceptional throwing power, the referee announced. The game continued with both teams showing amazing skill. The humans used their quick movements and unpredictable patterns to confuse the Taeguk. The aliens relied on their strength and four-armed catches. By the end of round 2, both teams had 3 players left. The ball was in Dae's hands. He looked at his sister and without a word threw the ball high into the air. The Taeguk all looked up following the ball's path, but it was a distraction. While they looked up, Mina had rolled another ball along the ground. It hit a Taeguk on the foot. Taeguk player eliminated. Honor point awarded to Earth for creative tactics, the referee said. Now it was 3 humans against 2 Taeguk. For the first time, Earth had an advantage. The remaining Taeguk fought hard, but the humans' coordination was better. Dae and Mina worked together to eliminate both remaining aliens. Round 2 to Earth, the referee declared. The crowd went crazy. Humans all over the world watching on screens cheered. The match was tied 1-1, but the Taeguk came back strong in round 3. They adjusted their strategy, focusing their attacks on 1 human at a time. First, they eliminated Hyun, then Song. The rest of the team fought hard but couldn't overcome the aliens' power. Round 3 went to the Taeguk. The score was now 2-1 in favor of the aliens. Earth needed to win the next round to stay in the game. "We need something new," June said during the break. "They've adjusted to our patterns." "I have an idea," Song said. "Their forearms give them an advantage in catching but could also be a weakness. If we throw 2 balls at the same time at the same Taeguk, their arms might get tangled as they try to catch both." Jin finished the thought. "Exactly," Song nodded. "Let's try it," June agreed. Round 4 began. The humans fought with new determination. They implemented Song's strategy, throwing 2 balls at once at the same target. The first time they tried it, a Taeguk got his arms tangled just as Song had predicted, and was hit. Taeguk player eliminated. Honor point awarded to Earth for tactical innovation, the referee announced. The strategy worked twice more. The humans won round 4 convincingly. Now the match was tied 2-2. The final round would decide the fate of Earth. As they prepared for the last round, June could see that his team was tired. They had given everything they had. The Taeguk also showed signs of fatigue, moving a bit slower than before. "One more round," June told his team. "Everything we've got." For Earth. They nodded, determination in their eyes. The final round began. Both teams fought with incredible intensity. The lead changed back and forth as players were eliminated on both sides. Finally, it came down to just June for Earth, facing Commander Dak for the Taeguk. 1-on-1 with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, Dak had a ball. He wound up and threw with tremendous power. The ball came straight at June's chest, too fast to dodge completely. In that moment, time seemed to slow down for June. He remembered something he had seen during the aliens' practice. A slight tell before they released the ball. He saw it now in Dak's throw. Instead of trying to dodge, June positioned himself. The ball hit his arms, but he had them in the perfect position to absorb the impact. The ball didn't drop. He caught it. The Great Dodgeball episode between aliens and humans, Part 5 1 week after the historic dodgeball match. June sat in a large meeting room in Seoul. Around him were government officials, scientists, and his team members. Across the table sat Commander Dak and 3 other Taeguk representatives. The room was filled with a sense of possibility. What had started as a challenge that threatened Earth's independence had turned into something much more positive. We are prepared to share certain technologies with Earth, Commander Dak was saying. In particular, our clean energy systems and medical advances. One of the human officials leaned forward. And what do you want in exchange? Commander Dak looked at June and his team. We want to learn from you. The Teguk have strength and technology, but humans have something we lack: adaptability and creativity. The way your team played showed us qualities our species has lost over time. June felt a surge of pride. His team hadn't just won a game. They had earned genuine respect. We propose an exchange program, Commander Dak continued. Teguk specialists will come to Earth to teach, and human teachers will visit our worlds to show our people how to think more flexibly. After the meeting, the human team gathered in their old training gym. It felt strange to be back where it all started now that everything had changed. So, Hyun said, sitting on a bench, we saved Earth and now we're going to be ambassadors to alien worlds. Not bad for a bunch of dodgeball players. Jin, who had once been so closed off, actually smiled. I've been asked to develop a training program combining human martial arts with Teguk strength techniques. We're going to perform on 17 planets, Day said, looking at his sister. The Teguk said our synchronized movements could teach their people about coordination, Mina added. Song was examining a small device the Teguk had given him. This contains the basics of their physics understanding. There are concepts here we haven't even discovered yet. June watched his team with a mix of emotions: pride in what they had accomplished, happiness at seeing how they had grown, and a touch of sadness knowing that they would soon be going their separate ways on new adventures. I got a call from the International Olympic Committee today, June said. They want to add Galactic Dodgeball as an official Olympic sport. They've asked me to coach the permanent Earth team. You'll be perfect for that, Hyun said. The Teguk mentioned there are other species that hold competitions, June continued. This could be just the beginning for Earth. 2 months later, Earth hosted its first diplomatic reception for representatives from 12 alien species. The event was held in the same arena where the dodgeball match had taken place, now converted into a grand hall. June stood with his team, now dressed in formal clothes instead of athletic uniforms. They were considered heroes and were invited to all important events involving the aliens. Commander Dak approached them, accompanied by a strange-looking being. It was short and round with 6 tentacle-like limbs and a head that seemed to be mostly eyes. Earth team, this is Ambassador Zoll of the Proxima Alliance, Commander Dak said. They watched our match and were most impressed. Ambassador Zoll's tentacles moved in what might have been a gesture of greeting. Your performance was unexpected. Most new species do not fare well against the Teguk. We had good training, June said modestly. Indeed. My people have our own competition of skill, a game involving mental challenges rather than physical ones. Perhaps Earth would be interested in a friendly match. Before June could answer, another alien approached. This one was tall and thin with skin that changed colors like a chameleon. The Solari Collective would also welcome competition with Earth, the new alien said. We specialize in zero-gravity team sports. Soon, June and his team were surrounded by aliens from different worlds, all interested in challenging Earth to various competitions. It seemed their victory over the Teguk had put humans on the galactic map. Later that evening, the team found a quiet corner to talk. Did you ever imagine this? Hyun asked, looking around at the room full of aliens and humans mingling together. Never, Jin admitted. I used to think I was tough because I could win fights in underground clubs. Now I've faced 4-armed aliens. The physics of some of these proposed competitions are fascinating, Song said. Zero-gravity handball, underwater chess. The possibilities are endless. The twins were teaching some aliens a simple dance, laughing as the visitors tried to copy their movements with very different body types. June watched it all with a sense of wonder. His life had changed completely in just a few months, from teaching dodgeball to school children to helping humanity enter a galactic community. 1 year after the great match, things had changed dramatically for Earth. Teguk technology had helped solve the energy crisis. Alien medical knowledge had cured several diseases, and humans had begun to travel to other worlds, sharing their unique perspectives and creativity. June's new Olympic dodgeball team had competed in 3 galactic tournaments, winning 2. Earth had also fielded teams for other alien sports, with mixed success but always earning respect for human adaptability. The original team that had faced the Teguk stayed in touch, despite their busy new lives. They met once a month to play a friendly game of dodgeball and talk about their experiences. The zero-gravity training center is almost complete, Hyun told them during one such meeting. She was now in charge of developing new athletic training methods combining human and alien techniques. My students at the university are making great progress understanding Taeguk physics, Song said. He had become a professor of galactic comparative science, a new field created after first contact. Our tour of the Proxima systems was amazing, Day said. Their art forms are so different from ours. But they loved our dancing, Mina added. The twins had become cultural ambassadors, traveling to different worlds to share human artistic expressions. The martial arts exchange program has 20 Taeguk students now, Jin said. He had opened a school that taught fighting techniques to both humans and aliens, emphasizing the strengths of each species. Jun listened to his friends with pride. Each had found their own way to build bridges between humans and aliens. I have some news, Jun said when they had all shared their updates. The Galactic Sports Council is establishing a permanent headquarters on Earth. They want me to serve as Earth's first representative. That's wonderful. Hyun exclaimed. Congratulations, Jin said, giving Jun a rare pat on the shoulder. You deserve it, the twins said together. Statistically, you were the optimal choice, Song added with a small smile. Jun looked around at his friends, the team that had saved Earth. I couldn't have done any of this without all of you. When Commander Dak first appeared at my school, I never imagined where it would lead. To think it all started with a game of dodgeball, Hyun said. Games have always brought people together, Jun replied. Now they're bringing species together. 5 years after the Great Match, Earth held a ceremony to commemorate First Contact Day. The original arena in the Gobi Desert had been preserved as a historic site. A special exhibition game was scheduled between the original human team and the original Taeguk team. The stands were filled with humans and aliens from dozens of worlds. What had once been a contest with Earth's future at stake was now a friendly celebration of how far they had all come. Before the game, Jun and Commander Dak met at center court. Did you imagine this outcome when you first came to my school? Jun asked. Commander Dak made a gesture that Jun now knew was the Taeguk equivalent of a smile. We hoped to find a worthy species. We did not expect to find one that would teach us so much. Earth has changed a lot in 5 years, Jun said, as has the Taeguk Empire. Your human creativity has influenced our culture in ways we never anticipated. The referee, the same neutral alien who had officiated the original match, called both teams to the court. Today we celebrate 5 years of friendship between Earth and the Taeguk Empire, the referee announced. This exhibition match honors the game that started it all. The teams took their positions. Jun looked at his teammates, Hyun, Jin, the twins, and Song. They had all changed, grown in different ways. But when they stepped onto the dodgeball court together, it felt like coming home. The starting horn sounded. Both teams rushed forward to get the balls. But this time there was laughter mixed with the competitive spirit. The game was still intense, but it was played with joy rather than fear. In the middle of the game, Jun found himself facing Commander Dak again, just like in the final moments of the original match. Both held a ball. They threw at the same time. Both dodged. Then they looked at each other across the court and shared a moment of understanding. This wasn't just about dodgeball anymore. It was about two species who had found each other across the vastness of space and discovered they had something to learn from each other. After the game, which ended in a diplomatic tie, Jun stood with his team looking out at the stars becoming visible in the evening sky. Do you ever wonder what's still out there? Mina asked. How many more species? How many more games and challenges? Thousands probably, Song answered. The galaxy is vast. And they're all waiting to play dodgeball with us, Hyun joked. They laughed together, these friends who had once carried the weight of humanity's future on their shoulders.